Right now, we are joined by former National Hockey League defenseman Kurtis Foster, who has moved from Peterborough to Kingston to be on the coaching staff with the Kingston Frontenacs. And Kurtis joins us here this afternoon. How you doing, Kurtis?
I'm doing great, guys.
We're doing well ourselves. Tell us about this move. After a season in Peterborough on the coaching staff, a place you know very well, moving up to Kingston. Tell us about the reasoning for this, Kurtis.
You know what? Basically, I got my feet wet last year. My first year not playing. Peterborough was able to give me the opportunity to kind of get my feet wet and see how it goes. And, I've been away from the OHL for a long time. So with Peterborough, I was the eye in the sky during games, but I was around the team all the time. And it was a great experience, great to get used to being back in junior hockey and be home in Peterborough, living in our house. But after the year, I felt like I wanted to develop and take the next step, and that was getting on the bench. And that opportunity didn't present itself here, so I put my name out there. And, lucky enough, I was able to get on a staff with Paul McFarland and Darren Kiley and Doug Gilmore in Kingston.
Well, and Kurtis, too, I guess the fact is, you go up to Kingston and you're a little bit closer to Ottawa, too. So from that family perspective, I guess, big picture, that kind of makes a little bit more sense, too, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I live in Peterborough in the summer. I have since I was about 3 or 4 years into pro. So, even with that, it works out well. My family will probably stay here, and they'll be able to get home once a week. And, Peterborough's our division and those sort of things. And, they can always come visit me. So, it'll be tough, being away from my family. But I think to get that opportunity that I'm getting in Kingston, which is something I'm looking for, this is kind of a perfect fit where my family can stay in their house, stay comfortable. But, like I said, it's not going to be easy, but sometimes you got to make sacrifice to get farther ahead.
Fozzie, good to talk to you, buddy. Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
What was it like watching, the OHL again? That league has changed a ton since you and I played, and I don't think there's too many guys in the league like your old D partner Karkner.
Well, you know what? We had a guy this year in it, a young kid by the name of Cole Frazier, who's out of Ottawa too, who big, tough, but the difference is he can really skate. But, nowadays he's a, draft eligible guy, and he wasn't even really able to show his best asset, and that was the fight with the 3-fight rule. So, it's a lot different game, Sully. I think that guys like yourself or me would succeed in the league here now. There's a lot of skill, a lot of offense. There's not many big, mean, scary guys anymore like there were when we played.
Yeah, and I would think, Kurtis, because of that, as Kurtis Foster joins us here on the PowerPlay on HL Network Radio, I would have to think because of that, Kurtis, that coaching defensemen these days, you have to kind of nurture and cultivate them a little bit differently than maybe when you guys played.
Yeah, when I came to the Petes back in 1997, I remember the old joke amongst all the players here was, basically off the glass and out was a good breakout, and that doesn't happen anymore. It's every D that comes in, they can all skate. They're all physically, ready to go, great skill, but it's to see the guys that can defend. And, it's nice when you have so many guys that have so many great physical qualities, but now it's just, like you say, cultivating them and working with their mental side to see how far they can really go.
Is there anybody that you played for, specifically like a D coach that you had that you really liked and you try to take some of the things that individual did and use them yourself?
You know what's funny, Sully? One benefit to being a suitcase is you get lots of coaches.
Hey, you don't have to tell me about it.
So for me, I wouldn't say necessarily there was one D coach. It was just like kind of an overall, a lot of coaches that I had, I look back on now, you look at Jacques Lemaire and how, the way he stressed, structure and defensive structure and, how every day, every practice was revolved around improving, certain things. You had Peter Labley that, you see now with Nashville. He's the best motivator I've ever played for. Like, he could fire you up no matter what. Then I had guys like, guys with lesser names like Jeff Ward, who's in New Jersey, an assistant coach, who for me, we won a championship in Mannheim in Germany a couple years ago, and he was so prepared. The way that, the way we played as a team was like something I've never seen. So just little bits, Adam Oates I had in Tampa Bay, and I had in New Jersey, who, as everybody knows, he's a skill coach, but he teaches these little things that really make players that much better. And, you take kind of all of it together and you take whatever you can, the good and the bad from certain people and certain coaches and even players that you play with. You go from those experiences to hopefully that on the kids and help them in getting to where they are. And, there's not many situations or experiences we haven't gone through, and that really helps when you're trying to teach these kids how to get to.
Kurtis Foster with us here on the PowerPlay NHL Network Radio. Kurtis, everybody's looking forward to Stanley Cup Final, game number 5 tomorrow night from Pittsburgh. What's your take been on this series so far? It's been a home ice series, and Nashville's defensive core, as we all expected, has really stepped up big time.
Yeah, you know what? To be honest with you, Scott and Sully, I haven't watched as much as I should, but when it's the off season, it's family time. I got 3 young kids, so it's a lot of baseball, a lot of lacrosse, a lot of soccer. But when I have watched, I've been really amazed at what Nashville is doing. I mean, when you're missing some of the guys they had been missing, and now with Johansson out, it's pretty impressive, and it really elevates how important those D are and how important Rene is. And Pittsburgh, I was reading an article today on Sullivan, and it was basically saying that he still somehow finds a way. You got Malkin, who struggled a little bit in this round. You got Kessel, who struggled a little bit in this round, and you got Hagelin sitting out sometimes. He's just finding guys. It's amazing how he can motivate guys. So going into is it tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow night, yep.
Tomorrow, I really it's just fun hockey to watch. I mean, Pittsburgh's always fun to watch. I mean, you're always drawn to Crosby and you're always drawn to Malkin, but when you see how hard Nashville plays and the effort they put in, you can't not respect the way they're playing right now.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to it. Kurtis, we couldn't be happier for you for the move to Kingston. Best of luck with that. No doubt we'll talk with you down the road. Thanks for doing this.
I appreciate it, guys. Thanks a lot.